playing right now. And a Polish streamer? I thought it was an Italian and German. It says Deutsch. Leik. What is that? Is that Polish Lerik? Oh, me? I'm the Polish streamer. You're right. I am the Polish streamer. I forgot to link my account. Rip, are you in? You are in. Rest in peppers. I'm sorry. Twitch. Alright. I'm probably going to start now. Alex, don't you worry about being solo. Don't you worry one bit. Oh, Angelic Terror. Welcome. Thank you for joining the stream. We're about to start right now. This is my September Dynasty, by the way. We're planning on playing this all September. If everything pans out well, maybe halfway during the month I'll restart. Welcome, Angelic. Alright, let's start with the coronation. Your Majesty, it was an honor to serve your mother, but now it's time. It's your time to wear the crown. As is tradition, the council will decide what happens at your coronation. Let's get this over with. Shall we call the nobles in? I'm always a fan of the lavish parade with jugglers and fountains of wine. No, we're picking new schemes this time, Big Nut. You'll pick your scheme and I'll tell you when. Alright, we got 1 on A, we got 3 on C, we got 3 on D. I'll be ending the vote in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Throw my ass in the river. It's decided then. The queen will be thrown into the river. And so it begins. The nobles pick you up and carry you out of the Treadwater River, hurling you into shallow water with a cheer. When you climb back up the bank, soaking wet, the Chancellor steps forward and places the crown atop your head. Is it your imagination, or are some of the nobles stifling giggles? Now that you're queen, your first duty is to meet with the Council of Nobles. We got Alex from the East. An honor to finally make your acquaintance, Your Grace. I was dismayed to hear of your mother's passing. Super from the coast. A pleasure, Your Serene Highness. I hope to see our kingdom prosper and grow wealthy under your reign. And we got Feisty. May the ninth god bless your reign, Your Majesty. I trust you will conduct yourself with honor and faith. The council hall immediately fills with raised voices as nobles argue. Is this what your mother fought so hard for? Your Majesty, you have some big boots to fill, and with your mother out of the picture, the nobles will be looking for any opportunity to replace you. When you die, how do you hope the kingdom will remember you? As a saint. The church will love you, I suspect, but will anyone else? I suggest over the next few years you focus on improving the kingdom's overall faith as much as possible. Once you have an heir, I will return to discuss how your ambition is progressing. Good luck, Your Majesty. Alright, these are the time, Big Nut, by the way, well, you'll be choosing your scheme. Altheus of the Big Nut family. Sinister coastal rapscallion scribbles with a well-used ink and quill on a hardwood desk, speaking calmly. Fellow patricians of the coast, my claim to the throne is far more legitimate than that of Queen Kelara II. Something must be done. Alright, Patrician, Super, Heleva, and Big Nut. Which one do you want to do? I personally prefer B over A or C. But I think these are all default ones. The schemes are random. I think there are 3 ones that all factions can do, and there are 3 that only your faction can do. Or it's 4, I forget. Probably not. If anyone's going to get help, it's most likely going to be the Counts, but since the Counts got someone, it's going to be very little help. Alright, raise treasury. The patricians plan to incite a peasant uprising to overthrow the queen, before swooping in to steal the throne for themselves. To advance their scheme, treasury to 2,000 or more. Uprising is somewhat bugged, no? I haven't played that much to know what's bugged and what's not, but I do think Yes, there was an update the other day, and that might have fixed it. It's in the patch notes, I think. Carmen the Feisty of the Feisty lineage. Powerful southern orator stands bathed in sunshine, ranting in a fury. A false pretender occupies the throne while my claim is ignored. Grandees of the South, this is a stain on our honor. We must not allow it to go unanswered. Please don't do B. I hate Lower Defiance. The Doppelganger one is my least favorite. It's so annoying. I get it every single playthrough. I'm actually really glad I didn't get it last playthrough. Sorcery and Intimidation are fun. The Grandees plan to hold the Queen hostage in her own palace. First, they must lull the Spy Master in a false sense of security. To advance their scheme, stability to 5 or more. Alistair of the Angelic Dynasty, legendary Eastern bird breeder, leans delicately on a podium sighing. My fellow counts, in ancient times the East was its very own proud kingdom. We can go back to the days of glory, but not while the false Queen Kelara II wears the throne. Please don't do possession. A or B, please. Either or. I just really don't like the Defiance ones, because if Kotori's here, Kotori always chooses the Defiance ones. And he's often here. By the way, it's Counts, Alex, and Angelic. You're voting if you have... Oh, you own the game, so I'm actually assuming you played before. But if you haven't, you're voting for your scheme right now. I'll wait for y'all to vote. Vote B. At Angelic, if you wanted to disagree, you could vote A and it would be random. Ooh. I'm gonna end. Don't vote C. Alright, I'm going to end. The Counts plan to induct the Queen into their secret cult and offer her immortality in exchange for the throne. I saw y'all scheming to vote C. I just ended that right there. First, they must reduce the power of the Eastern Church. C's not, like, good. It's just, I get it so often, and it's the same content over and over again. I would prefer if we got to see some of the stuff we haven't seen before. So it's the Faith 4 or less, and distant cousin, vassal, long-lost nephew. A risky wager. Ooh. Hold on to your mask, hats, and other accessories, everyone. Grandee Polishman is about to lose a huge amount of money. We bet our life savings on a boat race around the coast, and I'm sure I will win the day. So sure, in fact, I petition the council to officially sponsor my voyage. What makes you so sure? Depths below, your august majesty. I am a patrician. We practically learned to sail before we can walk. He's talking rubbish, your holiness. My caravel beats super old boats. The 9th will bless my path. If you sponsor anyone, sponsor me. I will sponsor both nobles. I prefer C. Alright, I took a big bite of bread. You're gonna give me a second when I finish this piece of bread? I'm under the boat. Neither noble knows what to say. Obviously, they were hoping for special treatment. But you keep your reputation as a monarch who won't take sides. Excitement builds as merchants and tourists flock to the starting town. Soon, both boats embark on their journey. They look very small and flimsy against the vast ocean backdrop. Your August Majesty, I understand you elected to sponsor both competitors, but surely you have the sense that one will outdo the other. Would you fancy a small wager? What sort of wager are we talking about? A mere trifle with you, for you, I'm sure, your Serene Highness. Your wisdom is known by all, so naturally you'd have a great fortune. I'd love to. Oh, marvelous. Then where should you place your bet? A fascinating choice. To sponsor both, but bet on one? Perhaps this shows your true opinion, How much would you like to bet, your Serene Highness? 1,000 gold it is. Excellent. You won't regret this. You return to the capital to await news of the race. I bet it on not you, Polishman. I'm sorry. I bet it on the patricians because they have a history with ships. Your Holiness, my peasants accuse me of hoarding wealth. Me. Worse, they're throwing down their tools and burning their belongings, saying they want me to live an aesthetic life, that I should do the same. I wish I could do that. You and the peasants finally have something in common. They don't want to be pinned down by worldly possessions, but burning them is quite the overreaction. The ringleader of this movement is a philosopher called Ortega. She calls herself a voice of the ninth god, and the peasants hang on her every word. They'll be at my door any moment. Wait a minute, is this... I'll let y'all do this. The count should probably help on B. I was about to say. Alright, that's it. Aggressively break up Ortega's meetings. The city watch rushes the next philosophical meeting. Some of the peasants try to fight, but Ortega tells them to stand down to prevent more violence. The grandees are very grateful indeed, though there are rumblings of discontent among the peasantry. I didn't choose the other one because it raises faith, and y'all are already at 10 faith, so it wouldn't have raised their faith above 10. Polishman, it physically could not go up any higher, so I would have chosen to raise lower defiance and lower stability, so they are harder to get. But iron choice, that's fine. I didn't iron choice. The honor guard. One evening, you're sitting up on the bed reading some paperwork with a filth-encrusted peasant wanders into your bedchambers bold as brass. Hello, your Madge. Glad I finally found you. This bloody place is a maze. Mind if I take a seat? Who are you? Oh, me? Name's Quackantoni, your Madge. Pleased to meet you. Listen, I've got a bloody great idea for you. What if we tied a bunch of birds to a knight? I reckon you could field some aerial troops and totally dominate the battlefield. Before Quackantoni can explain further, your marshal bursts into the bedchamber, sword drawn. Your Majesty, I'm sorry I didn't come sooner. I have no idea where the palace watch are. Do you want me to kill the intruder? No, I want to hold a vote on his proposal. Whatever you say, your Majesty. She goes up and gathers your council, who trickle into the hall in their pajamas, rubbing sleep from their eyes. They don't look particularly pleased with by woken up. Who will pilot the program of flying knights? Who wants to have flying knights, Alright, I'll be ending the vote in 5. Alright, that's it. The South will pilot the program. Under Quackantoni's close supervision, a flock of ravens are tied to a southern knight. Instead of flying, the knight is lost in a flurry of mad pecking and pooping. Quackantoni insists you merely use the wrong type of bird. Further experiments are conducted with owls, eagles, geese, woodpeckers, ostriches, and little grebes before hundreds of southern troops quit in disgust. Needless to say, the whole thing is an embarrassing failure. Your Madge, if the peasant had been a maniac with a crossbow, I dread to think what could have happened. If one thing's clear from this mess, it's that you actually need an honor guard. Not like this pathetic watch. Think carefully, your Majesty. These guards' loyalties will be divided between you and their region. Of course, you could just hire foreign mercenaries, and they'd be loyal to coin above all. I've made my decision. I will go with the patricians this one. Or... why did I vote for this? You know, I haven't done it before. You gotta vote for it. You know what? I'll go with the counts. You know, they got the least amount of people. Oof. East is chill. Okay, Eastern Knights. I'll make the arrangements that once. The Knights arrive a few weeks later. They're all extremely pale and extremely polite. The commander introduces herself with a florid bow before reading out a poem she's written for the occasion. Alright, everyone. Stability down for Grandee. You can't really do anything, patricians. And faith for counts. Faith down for counts. So if you want counts to lose, you vote A. If you want counts to win, you vote B. If you want Grandees to lose, you vote... oh, well, you can't vote. So this is really if the Grandees tick their box, I think. Is it 4 or 3? Four, yep. Oh, and if you didn't know, if you're new, because I think there are 2 people new, since I'm continuing the playthrough, you keep your money from the previous session. And I believe you keep what, like, if you're the 3rd, if, like, 3 of your people died, you would still be the 4th. So it's B and D, it looks like. Up stability and lower faith. That's fine, you get money semi-quickly, and these other people should spend their money. Stability up, faith down. Dreadful tidings, Your Holiness. It's a disaster. Ortega's followers are in a frenzy. They stormed my manor and took it over. I barely escaped. They say Ortega's bringing the sick there to be healed by her powers, if she doesn't burn the place down first. Have her assassinated. Get her out of here. Alright, if the last person votes B, it's a split. Welcome, Private Pigeon. You are on. The counts. Counts, you get no more help anymore. I'll be ending the vote in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, let Pigeon vote. If he had voted B, it wouldn't have mattered. It still would have been 4 to 5. A little money in the right place sweeps your problems clean away. For now. Your Majesty, I'm sure you'd be very concerned to hear about the letter I had from Grandee Polishman. I'm sure you don't have to worry about that, Your Esteemed Highness. Let's move on to a different vote. How about... Nay, I will speak. Polishman writes, we are practically nose to nose, but while my crew was busy rowing, I saw a coastal ship sneaking into a sheltered bay. I hate to speak ill of the patricians, but it looked very much like smugglers avoiding the capital's import fees. This is preposterous. Hearsay, gossip, nothing more. That was not gossip. Damn, I wish I had money because I would do that. Yeah, I need a Defiance split. I can't just have Defiance just shoot up. Alright. That is it. The treasurer sends her most menacing heavies to fetch the gold from the patricians' villas. Of course, they grumble for weeks about injustice. Worse, it turns out the smugglers were in cahoots with Super to provide illicit supplies for his voyage. Without their help, his progress... Oh no. But Polishman is pleased to receive the fruits of his snitching. The race continues onwards. You wait to hear more from the competitors. Fuck, I didn't know that. I bet 1,000 gold on that shit. Your Majesty, it's important we find you a spouse sooner rather than later. I'll take the liberty of finding eligible candidates. What is your preference, men, women, or do you not mind? Any. Thank you, Your Majesty. I'll send out messages to the most influential noble families in the kingdom. Let's see what they have to offer. Yeah, I helped losing my own bet. Hidden in the spider's web of alleys crisscrossing Thalos' old tavern. Somewhere in a hazy back room, a number of patricians are all deep in their cups. Depths below, what happened? The queen is broke! She got less money than when we started! It's as if she's determined to be as frivolous and wasteful as she possibly can. It's gotta stop. Indeed, we better get to it. Try to persuade her to save up a bit. Open a savings account with the bank. Bribe her if you have to. The patrician's aim is to raise the treasury to 2,000 or more. Alright, well, I mean, we can do that. Let's get a little bit of that. No tax? No. I tax the counts and grandees. Your August Majesty, we have a message from Grandee Polishman. I was indulging in some grog with the crew one evening and inadvertently fell in the water. Obviously, I survived thanks to the group of passing finfolk who dragged me from danger, but they won't return me to my boat without payment. Of course you'll pay the ransom, Your Holiness, wouldn't you? I ain't spending money. Why aren't we sending in the southern troops, huh? We make these 15%. Alright, I'll count down from 10 because there's... Nope. I'll count down from 5 now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Maria can swear Polishman. You swear in Polish and I know it. A shipload of Southern Watch descends on the situation, but they're not trained for naval skirmishes. Their armor weighs them down, and the Finfolk easily throw them to the bottom of the sea. Worse, the Celestiators get wind of the events and increase their tariffs, claiming that the Grandees have harmed Saul's alliance with the Finfolk. Polishman's boat sits becalmed as the Finfolk abandon the area, and it becomes clear that the poor Grandee Polishman will never be seen again. His crew takes over the crew and vows to sail to victory in his name. Polishman II, welcome to the council. Your Majesty, that troublesome philosopher Ortega is gone, but her followers are marching on our estates demanding justice. It's the same in the coast. They're making her into a martyr. If we didn't strap crows to our knights, we could have killed them. You're damn right, but I wanted to see what happened with the crows. I'm never doing that again. Alright, I'm ending the vote. Yep, because it's 4. Yep, that's everyone. Yeah, I was about to say, why wasn't it counting? There we go. Your troops charge in and order the farmers back to their lands. Any complaint was met with a blade. There are rumors of unfattened corn effigies made in your image, but the peasants are too afraid even to whisper Ortega's name. I've found 3 potential matches for you. 1 eligible young candidate from each of the kingdom's 3 regions. Choose wisely. And a partner for life. Indeed, Your Majesty. The chance will lead you to a great hall where they've arranged 3 portraits on easels. For now, each is covered by cloth. They whisk away the cloth from the first portrait. This is Grimwald, the eldest heir of the Eastern Private Dynasty, the Pigeon Dynasty. Apparently they had a hell of a time getting them to smile for this portrait. A very pious individual. They did have to suppress a peasant revolt on their land recently. I wonder why. From the coast, we have Aurelia, the wealthy heiress in old patrician Bignut's estate. She's always getting herself into trouble for some reason or another. She loves to lose her fortune betting on at an arena. There is also a scandal where she was publicly critical of the church. Nothing came of it. And finally, from the south, Fabian, the eldest son of the Maria lineage. He's reputed to have an ego the size of the sun, but there's nothing wrong with a little confidence, right? Like many in the south, he claims with the faith in the ninth god above all worldly concerns. Actually, he's a little intense. He called himself an avatar of the ninth justice. What do you think? I've made my decision. It will be Fabian from the south. Excellent, I'll make the arrangements. He was the most religious. The other one was pious. It didn't say religious, like a faith. I know it's the same thing. In a tiny village far from the east, two counts meet in a derelict tavern. No one dares even glance in that direction. Another priest left my estate today. He said there was no sense preaching to the truly lost. I've heard the same across the east. We're no longer trapped under the church's thumb. Now we must not falter. If the queen grows proud, we can offer the ultimate reward, immortality. For the next stage, we must raise authority to 5. Damn, they're close. Your wedding to Fabian is naturally the talk of the kingdom. Nobles and peasants alike travel from across the realm to attend. For a weekend day, the capital is one giant party. It feels like you're the only one not taking part. Instead of you're getting ready for the ceremony, soon enough, you're standing in St. Bertrand's Cathedral with Fabian at your side. Do you take this man as your lawfully wedded husband? I do. Then I pronounce you queen and husband. After the wedding, of course, is a feast, and after the feast, a dance. At the feast, your new husband, Fabian, delivers a long, rambling speech that puts everyone to sleep. By the time you find yourself alone with Fabian, it's past midnight, and you've never felt more tired. What a wonderful occasion that was. A shame that tradition demanded that we marry in St. Bertrand's Cathedral. I can assure you the temples down south are much grander. I hope you're not feeling homesick already. Of course not. I never get homesick. Actually, I can't abide by people who waste time dwelling on the past. Tell me something you're passionate about. I'm just a humble follower of the ninth god's teachings. And everywhere I look, I'm surrounded by sinners and heathens. I can't wait to laugh at them in the thereafter. That's so interesting. Is it? It is, isn't it? Anyway, to continue on the subject, you gently fall asleep to the sound of Fabian droning on about himself. Hello, your majesty. I've traveled all the way from the coast to beg you to do something about the price of grain. I can't afford to feed my family. A day of back-baking labor isn't enough to buy a day's worth of bread. She's right. The grain price on the coast is beyond control. Greedy merchants rake in the profit, while the common folk starve. Pretty much everyone but Grandees would like to do B, I think. Oh, well, and the patricians, I guess. But I will get gold if y'all vote B. Alright, no one voted B. Ida, welcome. You are on Edinix. Nix, welcome. Your account. I will be ending the vote 5 seconds after. Nix, you should vote A, Nix. That's what all your brothers and sisters are voting. Oh no, I lied. None of the counts have voted. In your account. Hello, hello, Nix. Did you want to cast your vote? A or B? Yeah. Oh, yep. Petros, super. Alex answered your question. That's correct. I'll be ending the vote in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, don't you worry about being slow. You place a strict cap on the price of grain. When the wily merchants find a way around it, you order a few of them hanged as an example set to the rest. This short, sharp lesson does wonders. Soon enough, the grain is cheap again, and no merchant dares to say a word. Hopefully, most of the peasants will stay alive until the next harvest. The coastal boat race is nearly at a close. I'm pleased to announce that Lord Patrician Petros is all set to win. Just as the queen expected. Excellent. How exciting. Truly, This race is of utmost importance. On a completely unrelated note, I have a shipment of silver that is due to intercept the racers at any day now. If my shipment got in the way, who knows what could happen? I dare say the race's outcome could be altered. Of course, I could be convinced to alter the shipment's route instead. Your esteemed highness, we must put a stop to this shameless attempt to sabotage the race. Alright, let's see what y'all going. Alright, I'm gonna count down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. God's above, because I put 1,000 gold against you, Polishman. I can't lose that 1,000 gold. I gotta need it. Welcome, Darius. Welcome. You are on the counts. God above. This undermines the very sanctity of the boat race. Count Nick's lumbering ship makes its slow way in front of Polishman's boat, blocking the way to the finish line. The silver makes its way to Taveline ahead of the schedule. Soon, nobles and peasants alike are gathering at the finish line, watching breathlessly as the winner arrives. And it's Lord Patrician Petros. Marvelous! No one can beat a patrician ship in a boat race. I could not have done it without the generous sponsorship of Queen Kelara II. Now pay up, Polishman. Damn it, I can't even stand to look at fish anymore. I don't even know what happened to my sea legs. Thank you very much. Perhaps you'd like a rematch in a year's time? No, I'm never setting foot on a boat again, you salty sea urchin. Your Serene Highness, I'm delighted to report that you bet on the correct outcome. Congratulations indeed. Back on the coast, merchants flock to investigate Petros' boat and use his sailing techniques to prove their own craft. Though the race is over, it's gripped the kingdom. Similar bets take place as far afield as Saul and Kurth, some successful and others ending in watery deaths. Give me my money. In the south, beneath the scorching sun, Grandy Polishman II strolls his vineyard in the company of a few close friends. Our plans are going better than expected. The spymaster thinks all is well in the kingdom, and while the cat's away, the mice shall play. Please don't dishonor me by comparing me to a mouse. Speak plainly or not at all. I apologize, my friend. In plain terms, then, our next step is to replace the palace watch with our own agents. Indeed, the honor guard are incorruptible, but the watch are another story. If the queen can't pay them, they'll look for money elsewhere. For the next stage, they must lower treasury to 15, or less in 2 seasons. Back in the derelict Thylacine Tavern, the patricians have met once again, only this time celebrations are in order. The citizens are getting rowdy and it's all thanks to us. Now they know how much the wealth the queen's hiding. They're itching to get rid of her. Careful, we don't want to get them too riled up, mind you, or they'll start asking questions about our wealth as well. Yes, now it's time to incite some real chaos. Show them that Queen Kelara is not only greedy, she's utterly incompetent too. For the next stage, stability to 4 or less. Greetings, Kelara. I've had an idea. As you know, the people of the South are quite pious. As a member of the royal household and avid adherent to the church myself, I thought I might go back to my homeland for a time and take the opportunity to preach in your favor. You mean, make me some kind of saint? Not exactly, I mean, unless they really start to like you. But support from the church can't be a bad thing, can it? Go forth and teach them to love me. Praise the ninth. I'll make preparations immediately. Word spreads fast that the king consort is planning a tour of the South. Thousands flock to towns and villages where he plans to stop. Once he arrives, Fabian gives a series of impassioned speeches to the locals, preaching at length about your good standing with the church. It strikes a chord. The spymaster happily announces that the popularity is rising across all the regions. Your Highness, I've come to submit a complaint about the Counts of the East. Lately, they've been neglecting their tithes. How dare they forget? The worst offender is Count Darius. He hasn't paid his tithe in over a year. I want an example to be made of him. I personally, before A or B... I mean, A or B is best for everyone else. I don't know why we're doing D. Oh, well, I guess you need to lower stability. Authority is not going to matter that much. Defiance will go down. That's really good for me. Alright, I'll be ending the vote the second I'm able to, because it's majority. The council opts to do nothing to address this. The council opts to do nothing to address this travesty. Very well, you'll see what happens. Throughout the kingdom, priests preach to their flocks that the queen is a baby kicker and a devil worshipper. The gullible peasants laugh it up. Your Majesty, the East has been struck with a plague, and not just any plague, a dancing plague. Alright, explain this to me. It affects everyone, even dogs and cats. We don't know how it started, but it's spreading quickly. Whole villages are dancing themselves half to death. I'll be ending the vote in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright. That helps no one. Though the move seems drastic to some, it's the only way to be sure this plague does not become a serious problem. The counts agree to enforce your quarantine. Only time will tell if it's effective or not. Alright, stability down for patricians and authority up for counts. Nix, it's your first time playing, that's fine. There's a couple other people who are also playing for the first time. Don't worry about too much about making the wrong decision. Polishman might flame you, but don't worry about him. I'm broke, rip, wham, wham, the queen, I'm a baby. You're goddamn right. Now give me my tax money milk. It's, you don't type the name, you just type in, yeah, there you go. I don't think it got through, though. Pigeon, it did not. But, authority up, stability down. Your marriage to Fabian has grown strong and steady like an old castle wall. Though it began as a political arrangement, it's blossoming into something like love. It's high time you thought about an heir. Congratulations are in order. The royal wedding was a magnificent affair, but something's still missing. You need an heir. You need someone young, whose loyalty is assured. A child of your own would do the trick, even if they're a bastard, or your youngest of many cousins. I plan to adopt a low-born child from the orphanage. The nobles won't be too happy with a low-born child being elevated to the status of a royal. I urge you to reconsider. My mind is made up. I'll make the necessary arrangements. Your Highness, this witless mumble crust has besmirched my honor. They claim I am a cowardly cheat and did not earn my scars in battle. What was that about your scars? My scars are a symbol of my many duels. They are hard-earned badges of my honor. They're hard-earned badges of honor for any grandee. That honorless dog Nix of the Counts. I would duel them to regain my honor as any grandee should, but Count Nix will not accept without your express permission. Now hold on a minute, this is a matter of respect. We can't be dueling in Queen Kelara II's throne room without due process. You're a coward, Nix, and you may as well admit it now. A coward, that's rich coming from you. She didn't earn those scars from a farming accident? You may duel. Polishman grins wickedly, drawing his sword. Nix sighs and rolls their eyes before unclipping a part of their small, jagged daggers and twirling them between their fingers. The duelists circle each other before Grandee Polishman steps in to make the first move. Nyx jumps backwards, batting the sword away. The second strike comes straight after, but this time it's a feint, and as Nyx moves to defend, Polishman twists and diverts his attack. The sword strikes true, a little too true. Polishman cuts a deep gash across Nyx's neck. I win! Nyx collapses and the courtroom breaks into bedlam. What just happened? Your Grace, they are dying! Grandee Polishman killed them! Doctors rush in, but it's too late. Before long, the counts are clamoring for reparations while the Grandees insist that the death is a known risk of dueling. Alright everyone, democracy at its finest. Choose and vote. I will respect and honor your vote. Lord Michael, welcome to the chat. Exclamation mark, join, space your pronouns to join. Everyone, if you're enjoying the stream, I would ask that you please follow. I'm almost to 50 followers, and I would appreciate it. All right, we have 7, 8, this 12. All right, it's democracy, so everyone voted for it. Welcome, Layman. Layman and Lord Michael, you are on. Layman, you're on Grandees. Lord Michael, okay. Am I missing you? Oh, you didn't join. Oops. Welcome, though. It is a duel. It is as the Grandees say. There can be no punishment for a duel betwixt consenting participants. The counts are indignant, vowing that justice will be served to Grandee Polishman, even if they must do it themselves. You make it clear that they are not to go behind your back on this matter, but you're sure they won't listen. Welcome Nyx II to the council. Oh, maybe the patricians need to start getting some favoritism from the crown. Okay. Your Grace, a bard who calls herself the songstress has been making waves in the east. Her performances are attracting huge crowds, so huge that there have been brawls and stampedes as people push closer to the stage. There have been no deaths yet, but it's only a matter of time. With every concert, the riots grow worse. What can we do to nip this in the butt? No more music. Oh, Petros, Nyx, and Michael, thank you so much for the follow. It was at the bottom of my list and not the top for some reason. I was just sitting here like, I didn't have that many followers a couple seconds ago. Why aren't they showing up on the list? But thank you so much, Petros, Nyx, and Michael. I appreciate it. I'll be ending the vote in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Seventh take us. Instead of stopping this madness, we're rewarding it? Your Chancellor extends an invitation to the songstress for a performance in your palace. It is graciously accepted. You can't wait to see what all this fuss is about. Meanwhile, in the south, Grandee Polishman has invited his closest associates to his manor house for some wine and cheese and treason. The palace watch won't accept our bribes. The treasury is practically overflowing. They don't need our money. And I suppose they ran straight to the spymaster to spoil the plot too. Most unfortunate. Is this the end? Even Saint Jovine waited 60 days and 60 nights before she smote the blasphemer king. We will bide our time and strike again when the queen least expects it. 15,000 or less. That looks sort of even. $15,000. Jesus, Petros, come on. Petros, are you here? Yeah, you just followed. Jesus, you got so much money. I almost, like, I really want to bribe y'all, but... Oh my god, they're all in the capital? Your Majesty, a traveling bard says she has come to compose a song for you. Not just any bard, Your Highness. The best in the land. They call me Sally Six Fingers. A song you say about me? Why, of course. In fact, I have the tune and verse all but ready. I've saved my best work for you, my queen. All I require is a subject. What should I tell the masses of you? What would you like to inspire? Teach them to love me. I will do so, Your Highness. Absolutely. Give me a few weeks, and everyone within the Crownlands will know of your benevolence. I pray that only a small payment of 500 gold. A discounted rate for one as seemed to yourself. Very well, take your money. The bard nods enthusiastically and heads off to do your bidding. Unfortunately, Sally is a better salesperson than songwriter. She composes a song, yes, but it fails to capture the hearts. You ever perform it for you, but it's abysmal. Nothing rhymes, there's no rhythm, and she doesn't even pronounce your name correctly. Damn. Your Highness, the songstress has arrived, and she's tuning her lyre, and then she'll perform for us all. A few minutes later, the songstress sweeps into the council hall. She carries herself with incredible confidence and immediately begins plucking out a tune. Her music is the most beautiful thing you ever heard. Your cheeks damp with tears, the marshal begins sobbing. Even the spy master hides her face in her hands. Or the palace watch, your knees buckle before you, and you find the rest of the council following suit without hesitation. Punch her. You show her down to your treasury and help her shovel gleaming piles of gold into special sacks that she brought for the occasion. How clever of her. Forget everything that happened. You go to bed with a headache, and you wake up the following morning. The past 24 hours are a blur. It's a shame the songstress never arrived. I was looking forward to it. I have a nagging feeling I've forgotten something. Probably just trapped wind, Your Majesty. It's a common symptom of stress. After all, after the recent burglary, we're all a little on edge. Damn. Your Highness, you are of course the greatest queen of the century. It is true. Exactly. I'm sure that all will soon kneel before you, but your power could be even greater. Death comes for us all. But what if it didn't have to? You could be the greatest queen for all of millennia. That sounds sacrilegious. Perhaps it is, Your Highness, but perhaps it's simply making use of opportunities the ninth god provides. If you're strong enough to take them, I can arrange more meetings so that we may discuss this matter in the future. Ah, so she got to you first. No matter. The counts have agents everywhere, and they've been building up your strength. But there's something more sinister afoot. The ultimate aim is to recruit you into a cult of immortal blood drinkers. What a tale. All we want to do is help the queen. They have been helping me a great deal. Countess Angelic Terror shoots you a quick smile. The High Inquisitor looks furious. This is heresy of the highest order. The council must know. If you're not a count, you should be voting. Oh, well, y'all should vote B, actually. There's no way to get it down. Alright, I'll be ending the vote in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Somehow your schedule becomes chock full of nobles demanding your attention. Your Majesty, sandstorms have been sweeping across the southern farmlands. There's bound to be a crop shortage next year. Never mind that. One of the best boat builders on the coast has died, and the patricians are trying to decipher her notes. They make no sense at all. More and more visits take up your time. Some important, many decidedly not. You have no chance to speak to the counts at all. The count's stat goal will not be evaluated until the end of next season. The ninth god is with us, my friend. The palace watch are in our pocket. They took our money gladly. The kingdom can barely afford to pay them a living wage. Music to my ears. Soon the throne will be ours. Indeed it will, but we must plan our next steps. Good luck with lowering authority. Private, Pigeon and Feisty, welcome. You are on Pigeon. Well, you're on the same teams for our last game. So Pigeon, you're on Count, and Feisty, you're on Grandee. I'll be ending the vote in 5. Layman, you can tie it or not vote at all, but 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Also, I must have missed Layman joining. I don't recognize that name, but welcome. Over the next few months, we'll have our troops infiltrate the capital disguised as beggars. They'll swap places with the palace watch one by one. Once the queen realizes she is surrounded by our troops, it'll be too late. She'll be as helpless as a little fly caught in our web. Magnificent, but once we turn the queen into our puppet, won't the counts and welcome Encore. Won't the counts and patricians notice? That's why we need a strong army to make them think about challenging us. United with the queen's forces, will be unstoppable. Raise to at least 5. Welcome, Encore. Encore, you are on the patricians. Apparently, something has escaped the cells of Count Alex's castle. I've asked for an eyewitness report from a local. Hello, Your Majesty. It was a right unholy sight. A monster stitched together from parts dug up from of the village cemetery. I recognize my Aunt Edna's earlobes. Bring me Count Alex. The creature is my life's work, Your Highness, and my son. His escape was regrettable. He just wanted to see the village up close. Rest assured, I've chained him far more securely in my dungeon to ensure this won't happen again. It's too late for that, Count. You and your unholy creation must be burned. It's the only way to cleanse the world of your evil. I'm personally a fan of the first two, but it looks like, well, I mean, people can still vote A or B, but it's looking like D will be the solution. I will be counting down from 5, 4, 3, 2, oh, I'll restart the count. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There were no other votes. I'm ending the vote. Well, that just secured it really for the other team. No, Your Majesty, the boy's not ready for freedom. This will end in disaster. The council would free this unholy monstrosity and allow its twisted creator to go unpunished. What kind of message does this send? You're all mad. You'll see. Doom will come to the east. Doom. Unfortunately, the High Inquisitor's words prove pathetic. The abomination snaps after relentlessly bullying from the suspicious villagers. It goes on a spree across the east, torching the fields and murdering peasants. If finally brought to justice by an angry mob, the conflict mock you for allowing your soft heart to blind you to common sense. I don't mean to exaggerate, Your Highness, but I believe I have pioneered the most incredible invention in this history of mankind. I was hosting a small party, playing cards with some old friends. I called for a servant to bring me something to eat that was both tasty and convenient, as my hands were occupied. What my servant brought me that evening will change the world forever, Your Holiness. Show me. Behold! They hold in the air a plate. Atop the plate are 2 slices of bread with a piece of meat wedged between them. It allows the hungry noble to consume 2 slices of bread plus meat all at once, saving valuable time. Meanwhile, the bread serves as an impregnable barrier, preventing one's hands from being besmirched by meaty juices. Ingenious. Naturally, since this is my invention, I propose we name it after me. In a few years' time, I expect everyone to be enjoying a nice layman for lunch. But naturally, this invention can only be made available for free. Every time a layman is consumed, I expect a small royalty payment. Alright, I'll be ending the vote in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. By the 9th, he wouldn't have invented this snack if I hadn't specifically requested a convenient meal. Despite Grand Layman's protestations, protestations. The servant is brought before you. Hello, your majesty. Most people call me Footlong due to my large feet. Footlong. I prefer the sound of it. It is decided, henceforth, the innovative dish shall be known as a footlong. Footlongs prove massively popular luncheon. Bakeries spring up across the south, experimenting with new ingredients. It turns out you can put almost anything between 2 slices of bread. Your Highness, I have a proposition for you. As we all know, you are the greatest queen who ever lived. But you've been locking up a lot of people, which is of your right, of course, but many of them are the pettiest of criminals. There are thousands locked up for illegally dumping human waste, for example. Most of them would make good laborers and farmhands, which is sorely needed in the South. Perhaps we can work out a deal. Don't dump human waste? Why not? Just dump it. Alright, that is the vote. You suffer a number of glowing stares from the southern benches. Word spreads of your uncompromising nature. While playing a game of chess in an austere castle, 2 counts of the east discuss their scheme against the crown. Most pleasing, the queen is drunk with power. She's mandated statues of herself to be built in every major city. Our sculptors are doing well, I hear. Better still, I mean, the time is ripe. But I was thinking, should we really show the queen the secrets of our group? I thought that was the point, immortality and all that. Yes, but those secrets are meant to be, well, kept secret. What if we pulled the wool over our eyes? Alright. Counts, what are y'all voting? I mean, the schemes that are unique to certain factions, I would prefer if the people always voted for those as opposed to the generic ones. I also refuse to play Doppelganger or like the lower defiance ones because I get them every single game and they're kind of annoying. But alright, I think that's it. 3-2, yep, so it is Ray Zone farming. Very well, we must prepare for the ritual. Yes, I'll begin appeasing the spirits of the soil, but first we must enrich our lands. By the blood of the dead, it won't be long now. For the final stage, must raise their farming to at least 5. Back in the coast, an old patrician hell of a Marlin has met with their co-conspirators once again. Wine is passed around in good measure, and seems spirits are high. We've done it again, my good friends. The laborers are in uproar. Riots are a commonplace across the kingdom. I foresee no negative consequences of this, other than for the queen, of course. Excellent. I'm sure the queen is already cowering in her palace. Who knew laborers could be so useful? Now then, only one step remains. I have 2 proposals for the plan ahead. One way or another, we will push the citizens to turn violent. Alright, patricians, what do y'all want to vote? Alright, it's looking like A. Diabolical. Why, you might even call it evil. No, it's for their own good. When you think about it, everyone will be better off with Alpheus on the throne. With this final push, we'll ensure the queen soon has more than just a few angry peasants on her hands. Yes, and once the fighting starts, I'll be right there, ready to step in and negotiate. For the final stage, 10 or less. Which they're almost at. So everyone is on their final scheme. There really isn't no working together anymore. Everyone's just trying to finish their scheme. Your quest for an heir is finally complete. You stand before the council holding a small child in your arms. The silence continues except for a few stifled coughs. After the awkward pauses stretch out for over a minute, there's finally some sporadic applause. The nobles don't appreciate you inducting a lowborn child into the royal family, but whether they like it or not, by designating an heir, you've cemented the stability of the kingdom. Your August Majesty, may I be the first to congratulate you on adopting an heir. What is your name? Kelara III. Excellent, your esteemed highness. I'm sure little Kelara III will be a chip off the old block. Congratulations. Alright. A new contraption, let me guess. Oh. Your Majesty, a countess by the name of Angelic Terror wants to present you with a new invention. Your Majesty, we're entering a new modern age, a more humane age, yet box executions are commonplace. Decapitation where the head doesn't come off or hangings where it does. No more, behold, a merciful machine for removing heads quickly and painlessly. I call it the Angelic Terror. She swishes away a cloth to reveal a huge machine of iron and wood. It has a hole for someone to place their head, and a heavy blade dangling ominously above it. The sight sends a chill down your spine. How efficient. Precisely. With the Angelic Terror, you'll send 12 heads a-rolling in the time it takes an ordinary executioner to chop through a single neck. A little funding, Your Majesty. I can distribute the Angelic Terror across the kingdom. I'll bring it to the council. Welcome, King Israel. Welcome. Slap in the exclamation mark. Join King Israel. King Israel, you are a grandee. Welcome. We are on the last stage of everyone's thing. I will also most likely be playing one more after this. Alright, that's it. Hundreds of Angelic Terrors are built in Eastern workshops and sent to courthouses all across the kingdom. Soon, you're chopping through the backlog of condemned prisoners with unprecedented speed and unprecedented mercy. What? Did I miss one? Oh. Your Highness, you will recall the quarantine you ordered to deal with the dancing plague? It's been many months since anyone has last entered or left the affected area. We think the plague may have run its course. We ask your permission to lift the quarantine. Everyone, I think we send Pigeon to go make sure it's safe. Trade help. If you vote B, that's for blue. If you vote A, that's against. I mean, if you vote B, that's for green team. If you vote A, that's against green team. If you vote D, I mean, why not? Why would you not vote D? Send Old Maid in to go check it himself. If he wants it open, you go check it. Alright, I'll be... Oh, well, I guess there's 5 seconds left. That's 8, 10... So there's 4 more votes. I'll be ending the vote in 5, 4, 3... Oh, that's a majority. No one can contest that. The quarantine is immediately lifted. When the soldiers and settlers venture into the affected areas, a strange sight awaits them. The locals dance and dance until they had no dancing left in them. They moved like wooden dolls with a few missing joints, and the mere hint of jaunty tune sends them into a panic. They're alive, but they'll never enjoy music again. Alright, everyone. The patricians want 10 or less, and they're at 14. Counts want 5, and they're at 1, and they want 5, and they're at 3. The grandee. So someone is most likely want a lower grandee. Someone is most likely want to... Ooh, oh, well, fuck. Alright, I'm starting it, but regardless, the only one that can really affect negatively is this. This helps, and this also helps. Damn, a lot of money being sent out. So it looks like trade's gonna go down to help the patricians, and farming's gonna go up to help the counts. Alright, it's over. It's farming up, trade down. The elder Grandi Dorinda, a cousin many times removed of Gandhi King Israel, died in her sleep last week. She was nearly 90. Would you believe it? I'm sorry, a friend of yours? Not at all, Your Majesty. She was very wealthy, however. But she could have spent more time on her accounts. She died without a will, and the nobles are scrabbling for her estate. Grandi Dorinda was my relative. I wrote to her at least once a year. Of course, the estate should be mine. My late great-grandfather used to play backgammon with her. He swore she intended to leave it to our family. By the 9th, that is a pitiful claim. I need money. Alright, I'll be ending the vote in 5. Oh, well, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The treasurer is delighted, the nobles are far less so. Wagons roll from Grandi Dorinda's estate laden with expensive fur coats, old chalices, and antique ceramics. All these new riches crowd the treasury, but give it a charming atmosphere. You trust the situation is resolved. Your Majesty, I had booked a meeting that intended to discuss our financial woes, but you solved the issue on your own. Congratulations on digging us out of that dismal financial pit. I did not complete faith, sadly. At the start of your reign, you said you want to be a saint, but so far you've not convinced anyone. The kingdom's faith in the church is still distinctly underwhelming, Your Majesty. Your current ambition isn't working out for you. If you want to stop the nobles from overthrowing you, you need to pivot, change your image. My advice would be to infiltrate each region with loyal spies, defeat their schemes with schemes of your own. But your advisors have other ideas. We should crush these as loyal nobles, smash their armies, and force them to submit. The common folk are a sleeping giant that the nobles are afraid to wake. If you become beloved by the peasants, the nobles won't dare overthrow you. Here's another idea. Declare war on the Ashmedians. The nobles will forget their schemes if you win. So not that. Stability in trade, not that. Stability in farming, not that. Authority in military, Jesus Christ. All these are horrendous. Stability in trade, you're trying to raise trade at least. Stability in farming, they're trying to lower. Farming and military are just so low. Authority in military. A wise decision, Your Majesty. I'll begin putting together my plans. I will not declare war with us having 11 military out of 30. I'm sorry. If we want war, we gotta focus on war in the beginning. We can do that next playthrough if you all want war, because I'll be playing one more after this. You've done some redecorating in the throne room, anticipating your future as an iron-fisted tyrant. When the marshal walks in, she whistles appreciatively. I like what you've done with the place. Lots of change and spikes. Is that a working Iron Maiden? I oiled the hinges myself. Very good. A master artificer looks after her tools. You pull a lever in your throne room, and a trapdoor opens just to the marshal's left. Beneath is it a pit full of writhing snakes, all deadly, of course. Ha! Classic. Let them try to vote against you now. She composes herself. I've been surveying the troops across the kingdom. They're a complete mess. Barely know how to march in line. One of them won't want to fight against a training dummy. I've been asked to give him a medal. What do I do? I'll sort this out, Your Majesty, just like always. Oh my god, this is also gonna lower military, Your Highness. I'm ruined. Hordlings have occupied my vineyard, driven away my staff. I'll assemble the council. Ninth bless you. We can make me spend money if y'all want. Is Casual Hoy on our team? He's not in the game. Oh my god, Casual Hoy, when did you join? What? Oh, I just saw you. Welcome, Casual. Yes, Casual is a grandee. Alright, I'll be ending the vote in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You dip into the treasury to hire a stern-faced adventurer from the guild. Never fear, your majesty. I can drive them out without collateral damage. Hopefully. Your majesty, about the treasures of the late Grandee Dorinda, I heard there was a necklace of rubies amongst them. Where is that necklace now? This is of the utmost importance. It's probably in the treasury. And that fool treasurer has no idea how dangerous it is. By the 9th. A frail monk in the 7th century wrote about a ruby necklace that drove those around it to sin. I believe that the late Grandee Dorinda had it in her collection after all. This time it may have resurfaced. That sounds worrying indeed. I'm glad you agree, your majesty. The necklace should be destroyed. It could be tested, but the holy reagents will be expensive. You call the council to discuss the situation. I knew all along that this estate was a bad idea. Yes, as did I. Bad for a bad business, that's what I've always said. Such a shame your holiness fell foul of this evil magic. I'm preferring A, everyone. Casual Holy, thank you again for the raid earlier. I appreciate it. Did you plan to start streaming again today, Casual? Alright, we got 3 on B, 3 on A. Well, 2 on A, 1 on C. I will be ending the vote in 5, 4, 3, 2. Oh, well, we got 5 more votes. That's 9, 10. I'll restart the vote. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. No other votes. That's 11 people out of 15. I will be ending. I will obviously be handing it over to the Inquisition because I need to... I messed that up. I forgot I didn't need faith anymore, but we go for it anyway. Oh god. The treasurer comes to you frowning. I've handed over the thing to the High Inquisitor. I doubt we'll see it again. The treasurer is right. The necklace disappears entirely. As if it's any consolation, the Archprince sends a nominal fee as an apology. When word gets around about what happened, most of the capital agrees it's better to be safe than sorry when it comes to evil jewelry. End season. Alright, I need golden choice. I need y'all to vote for me. No, it's not here. Low on lumber. Uh-oh. I forgot Yeah. Your Serene Highness, will you tell these superstitious counts to get over themselves and let us harvest their trees? We need the wood for our craftspeople. I told you 1,000 times, Lord Patrician, that forest is thoroughly haunted. You'll damn us all if you go logging there. But you sold us the logging contract, and it said no exclusions for haunting. Your esteemed highness, the counts can't be allowed to wiggle out of their commitments. Alright, everyone. Shall we let the ghosts hunt him? I know what happens, unless there's different outcomes, but I know the outcome. It's kind of fun. We could redo it or do whatever. I'm fine. Everyone can vote what they'd like, besides C, of course. Alright, it's looking like it's going to be D. I'll be ending the vote in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. But my lumber, I paid for that. Give it a rest, won't you? The council has spoken, and it's for your own good. When it's clear the council won't reconsider its position, Lord Patrician Encore slinks back to the coast. The haunted forest falls back into security and legend. Your esteemed highness, I bring bad news from our newly constructed prison in the coast. One of the prisoners, a murderous rogue by the name of Quinstock Planetside, has escaped. His location is currently... The double doors bang open. A grubby-looking peasant strides into the council hall, escorted by an anxious watchman. In this room? Sorry, your majesty. He said it was urgent, and he was pretty persuasive. Your majesty, I swear I'm innocent. Lord Patrician Encore threw me in prison on trumped-up charges simply because I didn't like his hat. Aha, your august majesty. I have no idea what this fool is talking about. Alright, I'm monarching voting A. But I presume y'all will not vote A. Alright, it's looking like it's going to be B. Did someone else join? Did I miss 16? I thought we only had 15. Nope, I must have just misheard, misremembered. Maybe they'll have a better hats in prison, eh? Say another bad word about my hat. One more, knave, I dare you. It takes 7 watchmen to restrain Lord Patrician Encore as he's dragged down to your dungeons. While the common folk celebrate Quinstock Planeside's exoneration, it's also taken as a sign that Queen's justice is flawed. Welcome, Encore II. Welcome the council. A terrible storm has struck the coast. Lamentably, many houses have been swept in the floods, and several of the Navy's ships were lost at sea. Oh my god, of course that didn't help me. Oh wait, no, this makes people vote for yes. What do I want y'all to do? Everyone, you get 500 gold if you vote D. Here's everyone's gold, by the way. Petros, that was okay, just making sure you got that in. Alright, I'll be honest, everyone should vote D now because it's majority and you get the gold. There's no reason to vote anything else. Alright, there are 3 people who have not voted. I'm gonna count down from 5. Everyone should be voting D right now because you get 500 gold and it's already the main choice. But I'll count down from 5 in case you haven't voted. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I do need military, but it's just a switch. And you're right, I did forget. I keep forgetting. The church proves most unwilling to spend much of their hard-earned gold, as it turns out that priests, while excellent at preaching to the flock, aren't great at rebuilding houses. The church's relief efforts are a dismal failure, turning the common folk against them. With no one to repair the world, trade falls to a standstill, and stockpile crops rot in their storehouses. Oh, well, I messed that one up again. I always like doing the choice. I like playing XCOM. It's fun. Alright, on the verge of rebellion. The Marshal requests that you come to the war room first thing in the morning. She has news from her troops. The troops are looking good, Your Majesty. The soldiers of the South are in tip-top condition. Now the key is to make sure the armies are loyal to us, not their region. Easier said than done, of course. I need to speak with the ordinary soldiers. Grease some palms, smoke some cigars, reminisce over old war stories. They don't respect the council any more than I do. But at the end of the day, Your Majesty, it'll come down to how much they respect you. That evening, she rides out to meet the kingdom's soldiers and get a lay of the land. When she returns, the marshal punches you in the arm so hard you almost puke. Was that happy punch? The troops are with us! They are fed up with the council's passing all these namby-pamby so-called laws. It's time for an iron-fisted punch to punch this kingdom back into shape. Over the next few weeks, soldiers from across the kingdom mutiny against their commanding officers and swear fealty directly to the queen. Nobles beg for a council session to discuss the crisis, but you put them off, blaming the renovation of the council hall. Of course, there's one person you can't avoid, your husband. A strange day, is it not, Your Holiness? I can't tell you how odd it feels, knowing that you're seizing control of my homeland. They wanted me to leave them alone? They shouldn't have schemed against me. Oh my dear, you're absolutely right. Their meddling led to their own demise. A lesson to us all. At long last, after you're sure the armies of the kingdoms are in your palm of the hands, you allow the next council session to go ahead. The final council session. The marshal stands at your right hand, flanked by a garrison of the city watch. Your honor guard flanks your other side, ready for anything. The nobles file in one by one. Is that an Iron Maiden? Most of them are looking nervous, but Grand Cabal III just looks angry. Your recent conduct has been outrageous, Your Holiness. Unforgivable. Delaying the council sessions, secret meetings with our soldiers, violating the feudal contract. My top officers have been killed in this little mutiny of yours. Let's call a vote right now. I'm ready to deprive you of that crown. No scraps that. I'm ready to deprive you of your head. Pull your newly installed lever. The trapdoor opens beneath Grandee Cabal's the third's feet. With a strangled shriek, she falls into a pit of snakes. There is a moment of silence. Welcome, Cabal the Fourth. Oh, someone else joined. Kara, welcome. I didn't see you join because I was reading, but welcome. Your Grace, I'm sure we all are delighted to be here. You're right. Right, you lot. I think we need many. I don't think we need any more votes, do we? The Queen can take it over from here. Of course, Marshal. Indeed, I wouldn't want to do anything unfortunate. As a noble shuffle out with their tails between their legs, you let out a joyful laugh. Maybe some would describe it as an evil cackle, but those people would be dissidents, and you would deal with them harshly. Without the council holding you back, your daily duties are so easy, so efficient. Your firm grip on the kingdom will secure an excellent future for little Archara III when the time comes. Your reign of terror is here, but your future has only just begun. Unable to convince the peasants to act in time, the patrician scheme fizzled into irrelevancy. Perhaps next time they take matters into their own hands, instead of hinging their plans on the whims of common folk. The Grandee's attempt to worm their way into the palace was uncovered. A number of arrests were made. Grandee Polishman ended his life chained upside down to a dungeon wall. With their plans in tatters, the counts retreated back to their castles to brood. Their olive branch was rejected. Their secret of eternity that they had guarded for aeons, they would not be so kind again. Queen Kelara II's reign spanned another 15 blood-drenched years. The council couldn't defy her, fearing a gruesome fate. It was a dark and fearful time for everyone, but the Queen, who seemed to enjoy herself immensely, especially when spikes and thumbscrews were involved. Alright, we got 3 months, 3 years, 3 months. We got my spouse Fabian. We got my successor, the third. We got the wealthiest noble, Super Petros from the patricians, and the poorest being Feisty June from the Grandees. Here are the council, the ending stats. And we will be playing one more.